right, so welcome to Emi and the Mass Media Group. We are going to be doing a special presentation this year on the California Senate race 2024. But before we go into the election and I always call them nominations, but they're not nominations, they're candidates.
Correct.
All right, so let's actually
Who's we before
answer
we get started? Who's we? Who you?
who's we, who am I?
hmm
Okay, my name is Umoya.
Okay, and I am Kim with the men.
Yes, that's who we are. That's us. U.S. in the
not like
building.
us, not like us.
Not like us. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
All
so what
right.
are we doing?
So the first question is, how many people does each senator represent?
All right, each senator represents approximately 988,086 Californians. So yes, we are talking about the California legislature on the Senate side.
All right. How long is a Senate term, Kim?
The Senate has a membership of 40 senators elected for 4-year terms, 20 to begin every 2 years. During his or her lifetime, a person may serve no more than 12 years in a Senate, Assembly, or both in any combination of terms.
All right. When are members elected?
Members of the Senate representing odd-numbered districts will have elections during the presidential election years. Members representing even-numbered districts will have elections at the same time as the California constitutional officers, e.g., governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, treasurer, secretary of state, and controller. So we are in an election year, as I'm sure we all know, unless you've been under a rock.
So this is a presidential election year of 2024, and so we are in the odds this year. So that's who we're going to be going over, is the odd districts.
All right,
So I think we are ready to roll. Yes.
let's do it.
All right. So for District 1, we have Megan Dell versus David Fennell. So just to also note that the top two during the primary elections out here in California actually then run for the general, if that makes sense. So it's not like each party will be represented in the general election. Literally each district will vote for the top two, and then they run off in the general race. Does that kind of make sense?
That makes sense. So it looks like District 1 is going red.
They're going all red.
There's no other option in this race because we don't have automatically have a Democratic candidate and the top performing Republican candidate. We just have the two top performers in this instance.
All right. So here's some of the racial ethnic makeup for District 1. We have, I guess since we focus on Black Americans, I guess we can focus on that. We have the Black population at 15,957, which is 1.4%. And looks like the dominant racial ethnic category is white at 878,850 at 76%. Once again, this is District 1. Megan Dell had 77% of the votes at 154,000 votes, and David Fennell came in second at 22% at 45,686 approximately. Some of the cities that is in District 1 is Redding, Chico, and Yuba City.
All right, and I wait before you scroll, because I recognize Megan Dally here. She was on our list of those who voted on AB 3124, the bill to establish the reparations task force. However, she was on the assembly side in District 1. Now she's running for a Senate seat, which would be a 4-year term. And she did vote no on AB 3121. I remember that because she was on my list and still
As
is.
a matter of fact, I think I don't know. I know we're gonna go over for the incumbents who voted yes or no on uh, the SB 1331 and 1403, but I think her name should probably. Oh no, she was in the assembly,
She was
right?
on the
My
assembly
bad.
side. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like I said, the only reason I remember because it's seared into my brain. So yeah, she voted no
Yeah.
on AB 3121 for anyone who's interested.
All right. Should we move down to District 2?
Yes, please.
Let's do it.
And it's District 3 because remember we're doing odd numbers
Bum,
on
ba-da-bum.
election years. All right, so District 3 we have Christopher Cal Waldron, and it looks like he is a Democrat running for District 3. He received 26.6% of the vote, and that's approximately 59,000 plus people. His opponent, Tom, you're saying that's Tom Borg. He received 27.8% of the vote and received 61,885 votes approximately. So it was a pretty tight race there.
Yeah.
Let's see. As far as the Black population, we have 2%, and that's approximately 19,525 people. White people we have at 70.3%, 697,840 people. Hispanic come in at 18%, 180,777 people. And Asians at 4.4%, 43,650 people. And Native Americans at 1.1%, approximately 11,363 people. And this District 3 covers Fairfield and Vallejo. So if this is your district, go ahead and check it out. And it looks like we do not have an incumbent in this race. So these candidates would both be new to this seat.
All right. Let's go to District 5. We have Jerry McKerney versus Jim Shoemaker. In terms of the population, we have the Black population at 5.9%, 60,281. And the dominant race or ethnicity is at close to 40%. That's 403,474. It looks like let's start with Jim Shoemaker. He received 43.7% of the votes at 75,630, which looks like was in first place. And Jerry McKerney received 33.2% at 57,435 of the votes. Jim Shoemaker is a Republican and Jerry McKerney is a Democrat. That's still pretty close. I mean, that's what, 9-10% points off ish. Actually 10% points. So that's not too bad. So Jerry might have a good run coming in to this election year. So
all right, so if you're
see.
in District 5, you may want to check out what their issues are important to these candidates.
Right, and that is one of the cities in that district is in Stockton. So there you go. All right,
up next we have District 7, and it looks like they are voting blue no matter who. In District 7 we have Jesse Oregon, who received 32.1% of the vote, approximately 61,892 votes. And then we have Javanka Beckless at 17.7%, 34,000 485 votes. So she received about half of what Jesse over here received. Let's look at the makeup of the demographics. Black, we have 3.4%, 32,304 population. White, we have 45.9%, 435,479. Asian, we have 30.1%, and that is 285,924. Hispanic, we have at 15.1%, 143,810, and Native American at 0.6%, 5,740. So again, it looks like Javanka got about 34,000 votes, whereas Jesse got 61,000 plus votes. And the cities that they would represent in their district, District 7, Richmond, Berkeley, and San Leandro. So yes, these neither of these are incumbents to the seat, so you'll want to go ahead and take a look and see what kind of issues they support and what they're passionate about.
All right. So we have District 9, Tim Grayson versus Marisol Rubio. All right. In terms of the votes, it looks like Tim Grayson came in at a whopping 59.3%, 103,121, and Marisol Rubio came in at 40.3%, at 70,000 approximately votes. Looks like the black population, that's higher there, at 19.1%, 188,000 people. The dominant is white at 35.1%, 346,208. They do represent, District 9 represents the cities of Pittsburgh, Concord, Antioch, and San Ramon. And they are both Democrats. So that's vote blue, no matter who. All right.
Next up in District 11, we have Scott Wiener, 73% of the vote, 166,610. He is an incumbent in that seat, which means that he currently holds it. We have Republican Yvette Corcoran. She received 15.1% of the vote, approximately 34,447. The black demographic makes up 5.4%, 53,898 people. The white population is dominant in District 11 at 41.7%, 415,918 people. We have Hispanic coming in at 16.9%, 168,352 people, and Asian coming in at 33.1%, 3,029,796 people, and District 11 represents portions of San Francisco and Daly City. So Scott Wiener is a incumbent. So let's go take a look and see how he voted on AB 3121. He voted yes. Clap, clap,
All
clap.
right.
All right. So we will get out of this and go back to this. And we'll do incumbent roundup at the end on the others.
Oh, for the SB 1331 and 1403?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we'll do that then.
Okay. All right. So what are we missing here? We went through the demographics. Okay, yeah. He voted yes on AB 3121. He is an incumbent and received 73% of the vote and is a Democrat. So
Yep, looks like based on these numbers, it's probably most likely he's going to win, but you never know.
incumbents usually have the edge, especially in the general. So
Yeah.
not too surprised there.
All right, so District 13, we have Josh Becker versus Alex. I think it's Glue, or it's Glow. Something. What is it? Glow? No.
The
Glue.
glue,
The
glue
glue.
up, glue up. It looks like glue.
Glue. Okay. All right. So Josh Becker received 73% of the vote at 167,000. Alex Glue received 18% of the vote at 42,000. The black population there is 1.7% at 16,707. The white population, which is dominant, is 47.3% at 470,971 people. All right. Let's see. Josh Becker, or
He
District
is
13.
wait. He is an incumbent.
He is an incumbent. Yep.
But let's see, what area does that represent?
Palo Alto and San Mateo. So for our East Palo Alto and Palo Alto people, that might be District 13. So check that out, definitely.
Check it out. Let's see how he voted on AB 3121, the bill to establish the California Reparations Task Force. And it appears he was not in office at that time. So he was not in office in 2020 at the time of the AB 3121 vote.
All right. So if we go back to the screen, which we are, Josh Becker is Democrat and Alex Glue is a Republican. All right.
District 15, we have Dave Cortez, an incumbent, who received 69% of the vote. That's approximately 124,000 votes, 539. And then we have his opponent, Robert P. Howe, who is a Republican, received 19% of the vote, which is 34,205. Black population 2.6, 26,853. White 33.1%. That is the dominant demographic at 336,835. And Hispanics at 32.1, 3,027, 233. Asians 28.5%, 290, 151. And Native Americans at 0.3%, 3,055 people. And again, he is an incumbent. They would represent San Jose area, portions of San Jose and Gilroy. So if that's the area that you're in, you want to check them out. And let's see here. Since we have an incumbent here, let's go see how he voted on AB 3121 back in 2020. And he was not in office at the moment. And on this list, we were able to put some county information. So Santa Clara County is like the county to cover those cities that we mentioned. But he was not in office at the time of AB 3121 vote.
All right. Let's go to District 17. In District 17, we have John Laird versus Tony Barretta. Hopefully I pronounced his name correctly. John Laird had 64% of the votes at 143,000. Tony Barretta had 21% at 48,829. John Laird is a Democrat and Tony Barretta is Republican. Excuse me. It looks like the cities that they represent is parts of Salinas. In terms of the demographic, we have blacks at 2.1%. That's 21,237 people. And white as the dominant at 51% at 508,762. Once again, John Laird is an incumbent. So
all right, he was not in office at the time of the AB 3121 vote. And it looks like counties he's associated with are Monterey, San Luis Obispo, Santa Clara, and Santa Cruz.
All right.
District 19. Let's see here. We have a Democrat and a Republican, the Democrat being Lisa Middleton, and she received 46.2% of the vote. That's approximately 86,975. We have Rosalie.
I think it's Rosalisi.
Rosalisi Ochoa Bow, and she's an incumbent. I recognize her hard name that trips me up every time. And the Black population in this District 19 is 5.30, 49,884 people. White is 47.2%, 44,050.
Actually, that's a typo. It's actually 445,000. So yeah, the comma should be to the right.
Okay, I was gonna say, oh, this might be a close race.
All right,
Might be a
psych.
close race, if it even matters. But let's see here. So you say that's 445,614. Hispanic 38,000. 36,000. Is that 360,000?
Yeah, it should be 360,000.
Okay, 479, and yeah, so it looks like it was kind of a tight race. I mean, it's within the margin there. So let's see how the incumbent Ochoa Bow voted on AB 3121, shall we? She was not in office at the time of the AB 3121 vote. And District 19, that's what we're focused on here. Correct?
District 19, it is.
Okay, because it looks like she was in the Republican Party, well, in the last session for District 23. So it looks like she's moving over to District 19. So yeah, just
All right.
to make a note of that.
Okay. So I think that is our first show, yes?
And let's see, they would represent parts of Palm Springs and 29 Palms.
Yes. All right, so I think we'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
And then this will be, I guess, show 1, episode 1, whatever we're calling it. So that's districts 1 through 19 currently. So we're going to be going to the next districts in the next show. So be on the lookout. And
yes, just to let you know, since this is the first show, letting you know how this is going to go. We're trying to get this content out on all of the California legislators that are up for election and the November 5th election coming up. So we're going to try to release something every day, letting you know how these districts are shaping up and what the races are looking like. So look for something every day to the run up to early voting, which starts on October 7th.
All right. And we'll probably end up doing the I guess the incumbents who voted in this, at least for the Senate, for probably the next show. If we happen to wrap up for the Senate, we'll do the incumbents who voted on SB 1331, the fund, and SB 1403, the CAFA, or the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency.
So yes. So stay tuned for that and tune into each show so you can get this very important upcoming election information.
All right. So see you next time. Peace and reparations.
Peace and reparations.